Apple has become a big part of so many of our lives. And yesterday, they hosted one of their famous events where they talked about new products and made some announcements. There's a lot to cover. And in this video, I'm going to get into all of it with you. My name is Patrick. I'm a worship pastor and a content creator living in NYC, and I exist to encourage, equip, and empower worship leaders and content creators in whatever context they find themselves in. So let's get into it. Let's start off with the Apple Watch Series 10. Apple has outdone itself, making the largest display yet on an Apple Watch. It's even bigger than the Ultra model. It's 30% more screen area than previous versions. But what does this even mean for us? A watch with a bigger screen? Yes, that means more space for apps, easier reading, and a better touch interface. And it's wrapped up in this sleek design with softer, more rounded corners. A lot of times Apple releases these products where you kind of go, I can't tell the difference between one and the other. The insides, I'm sure, are different, but this is one of those things that you can actually see right from the get-go out of the box. The display isn't just bigger, it's also smarter and brighter. It's actually 40% brighter when glancing at it from an angle, so you're not having to constantly do this. Without missing a beat, you can just look down and see your notifications at an angle. And they've given some clever updates to the tech inside, allowing the display to update every second. So you're able to, without draining the battery, keep everything in front of you, like your notifications that you need to see on a regular basis. The Series 10 debuts with a polished jet black aluminum finish, and this is a first for Apple Watches, alongside a new the warm rose gold and then the classic silver. It's also slimmer than ever, nearly 10% thinner than its predecessor, the Apple Watch Series 9. And the battery life just got a boost. With all this tech, we always worry about battery life, right? But you can now charge just up to 80% in half an hour, so you're ready to go in no time. I have an older version of the Apple Watch, and it takes a little while to charge it. So having half an hour to get you to 80% is a huge plus for me. So you're ready to go with your Apple Watch as long as you have a half an hour. And for those who, like, you know, you're a little bit of a fancy person, you need some luxury mixed with your tech, which I'm okay with, right? There's a new titanium option that makes this watch almost 20% lighter than the previous stainless steel version. But what is the Apple Watch? What is the Mac? What is the iPhone without great audio, right? Let's move on to AirPods. So we now have the AirPods 4. Apple's taking the personal audio experience like up a few notches. Now you can control Siri without even a touch, just nod or shake your head. Yes, it's as futuristic as it sounds. This is also terrifying. We're going to see a bunch of people walking down the street like, do you remember that Fred Armisen, or however you say his last name, sketch on Saturday Night Live where he had the Google Glass and he was like,
and it's simple. You just toggle through the menu like this, and you have to activate it kind of just little, like this. They look like totally normal glasses.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
Seth.
Dude, that's what we're moving towards. It's no longer a joke. It's happening with the AirPods. Shake your head, and apparently you're talking to Siri now. They've also shrunk the charging case, making it the most portable. We love portability without skimping on battery life. And that's the big thing. You know, when you make things the big thing, you make whatever. That's the thing. When you make things smaller, I'm so concerned about battery life, but apparently the battery life has gotten even better. You get 30 hours on a full charge. Perfect for, you know, commutes, long car rides, things like that. Also, for the first time ever, Apple is including, finally, noise cancellation in the AirPods 4 so you can tune out everything. They've also included their famous transparency mode, so you are never disconnected from your surroundings, but when you want to be just immersed in your music, you can do that. So the AirPods 4 are something I'm really excited about trying out. I've never loved the way they fit into my ears personally. The tech and how they function, love it. But the way they fit for me, not great. But I'm excited to try them out to see if that's changed a bit. But the features and the new tech, very exciting. Also, the AirPod Maxes, which I have right here, now come in some new colors, which is why during Black Friday, these were significantly discounted because now there's new colors, which I don't get to partake in. And the star of the show, the new iPhone 16. Every September, we have a new iPhone. This new iPhone, the iPhone 16, comes in colors like ultramarine, teal, pink, and then you have all the classics as well. So it looks really good. The display is bright, outdoors up to 2000 nits, and you can dim down to just 1 nit for comfortable nighttime use. And if you don't know what nits are, essentially this screen is going to be really bright outside on a sunny day, and it's going to be really dim in a dark room, making it super comfortable to be able to see your phone no matter where you find yourself.
Well, hey there. I get asked all the time, how does your stuff look and sound so consistently good? And if you're asking that question, well, I have a free resource for you that's going to help you out. If you visit iampatrickmurphy.com/gear, I have a working document of every piece of gear I use to create the content you're viewing or listening to right now. Now, what do I mean by working document? Every time I try something new or buy something new, I add it to this list if I am using it. So you're always up to date with what you need to create the content that you should, because everyone should be creating. You have something to say, but you're not saying it, you're not filming it, you're not recording it because you don't know what you need to get that done. Well, that problem is now solved. Visit iampatrickmurphy.com/gear to get my list of gear and get started creating. Let's jump back into this episode, and I hope you have a great day.
And we're now also seeing the customizable action button on the iPhone 16. It's a game changer. So with a single press, you can perform multiple actions like starting a voice memo, identifying a song, or translating something on the fly. But let's get to the insides. The iPhone 16 runs on the new A18 chip, offering lightning fast performance that's efficient on power too. So your phone keeps up with you all day. Great battery life while still offering you great features. And with Apple's new intelligence features integrated into iOS 18, the operating system for the iPhone, Siri is smarter than ever. Now, when you get a text about a new song or album, you can just tell Siri to play it. And it just kind of like, voila, it just kind of like happens. You can also ask Siri to send photos from your last barbecue to your friends without lifting a finger. So using this AI tech and using Siri, you're able to say, hey, send a photo from my last barbecue. It's searching through your phone, finding those particular, not just barbecue photos, your last barbecue photos, and sending them out, or whatever photos you're sending. And the iPhone, speaking of photos, the iPhone's camera has also seen some impressive upgrades. The camera always gets upgraded with every new model, but the 48 megapixel main camera means your photos are stunningly detailed, and that's what we want, right? And for the first time, the iPhone can capture spatial photos. It adds a whole new dimension to your shots. Now, is this going to help mom or dad who's trying to take pictures of the baby? Maybe. But these new features like spatial photos and even like log or ProRes recording on the iPhone, for prosumers who are doing a little bit higher level photo capturing or video capturing, I mean, this is huge. These devices, which once didn't even copy and paste on the original version, does anyone remember that? I worked at Apple when the first iPhone came out, and we were like, great, you can send stuff and type stuff. Can you do a group message? No. Can you copy and paste? No. Hopefully that will come later because it's been on these devices forever. What is Apple waiting on? But obviously we're so far past that point where now it's a creation machine. Capturing video and photo has never been easier or better on a mobile device. Apple also added some new safety features to the iPhone. They've been rolling out this message via satellite feature that's really, really cool where, you know, if you find yourself in that place where you don't have signal to send a message through Wi-Fi or your wireless carrier, you can actually send messages via satellite. And I love this because the more we travel and move around, the more we find ourselves in remote locations, safety is going to be a concern. So not only are they caring about high-end spatial photos, but they're also caring about the safety of their consumers, which I think is just, hey, Apple, thanks. Now, I'm not going to share with you in this video everything that Apple announced or released yesterday. I just wanted to share with you a few highlights that really stood out to me. But you might be asking yourself, Patrick, your channel is all about leading worship and content creation. Why on earth are we discussing Apple products? Well, that's a good question. Well, if you're a content creator and or worship leader like me, you're going to see Apple products everywhere. Not just for watching movies and taking phone calls. You're going to see these iPhones, you're going to see these iPads, these Macs used for creating, scheduling, productivity. They're everywhere. So it's important that we stay up to date with what they can do to make our lives easier. But listen, life isn't all about just fancy new gadgets and systems and watches and things like that. Life has to do with so much more. Worship leading and content creation have to do with so much more, which is why you should watch this video before you go.